I'm Teisha Bader with Shalom TV's News Update. The German government is set to pass legislation in the next few days legalizing ritual circumcision by a medical professional, which would include properly trained mohels or Jewish circumcisers. The cabinet in Berlin is said to be discussing the bill this week. It will then go to the floor of the Bundestag, the lower house of the German government, where it is expected to be voted into law. Dieter Graumann, the president of the Central Council of Jews in Germany, welcomed the news, saying it is a clear political signal that Jews and Muslims are still welcome in Germany. Adding, "We are happy that Jewish commandments and Jewish life are not being pushed into illegality." The bill will state that the parents of newborn sons can agree to have someone perform ritual circumcisions, quote, if they are performed according to rules of medical art, which again would include a mohel or traditional Jewish circumciser, provided they've received the relevant medical qualification. The bill comes 3 months after a local court in Cologne ruled that ritual circumcision, is considered bodily harm and a criminal act. Reuters reports that the Obama administration, in an effort to try and disrupt the activities of Hamas, has imposed financial penalties on 2 Lebanese charities that fundraise for the terror organization. The U.S. Treasury on Thursday added the 2 Beirut-based charities Al-Waqfiyah and Al-Quds International Foundation to its list of entities that have asset freezes. The Treasury Department said of the 2 organizations that they exist to support the families of Hamas fighters, as well as the financing projects in the Palestinian territories intended to spread Hamas's influence and control. Israel's foreign ministry has criticized a recent agreement between the Regional Council of Île-de-France, France's most populous administrative zone, which includes Paris, and the Palestinian Authority regarding the mostly Arab area of East Jerusalem. The agreement, which was approved last week, will provide nearly $400,000 for educational and social welfare programs in the area. Israeli Foreign Ministry spokesman Paul Hirschon told the Times of Israel that the Foreign Ministry was unaware of the agreement and said that East Jerusalem does not exist as a separate entity from Israel's united capital of Jerusalem, saying the Île-de-France Council seems intent on ignoring reality and living in a make-believe world. Hirschon also said that such moves discourage the Palestinians from returning to the negotiating table with Israel. Île-de-France Councilman Jacques Picard told the Times of Israel that the move was a symbolic one intended to send a political message, one that organizers say is meant as a show of solidarity with the Palestinians and their aspirations for a future capital in Jerusalem. The Île-de-France Council's website stated that they were the first French community to sign an agreement of cooperation with the Arab part of the Holy City. The agreement is to be officially signed later this month. And a new study shows that American Jewish young adults involved in pro-Israel advocacy come from diverse political and religious backgrounds. The survey, titled Next Generation Advocacy, a study of young Israel advocates, was released this week by the Charles and Lynn Schusterman Family Foundation. It found that of the 4,000 or so Israel advocates aged 30 and younger who were surveyed, 87% said they welcomed, quote, multiple perspectives on the pro-Israel spectrum. 45% of those surveyed identified themselves as either politically liberal or slightly liberal, 30% said they were conservative or slightly conservative, and 21% called themselves moderate. 4% said they were extremely conservative, and 2% said they were extremely liberal. As far as religious background, 37% of those surveyed said they were conservative Jews, 27% Orthodox, 18% Reform, and 16% said other Jewish. Lisa Eisen, the director of the Schusterman Foundation, told the JTA that there's a sense that young advocates come from a particular political persuasion and that there's polarization. However, Eisen said the study showed that not to be the case. The study rather concluded that the desire to support Israel is driven by a general sense of values and commitment to Israel, rather than by a specific ideological or political worldview. Those surveyed were leaders of such organizations as Alpha Epsilon Pi Fraternity, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, Hillel, I-Center, the Israel on Campus Coalition, Moishe House, the David Project, Right On for Israel, Hasbara Fellowships, Masa Israel Journey, Stand With Us, and the BBYO Group for Teenagers. And that's Shalom TV's News Update. I'm Teisha Bader.